What's up, guys? It's Dwayne back again for another video, back again for another reaction, and today's a great, wonderful, amazing day because it's a new year and it's a German day. Normal, everyday German things that really surprise me. Without further ado, let's get into this reaction. Let's go.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, it is so great to have you.
Hello.
I'm Antoinette, a New Zealander living in Germany. Recently, a few people...
A New Zealander living in Germany. That is different. That's interesting. That's a good combination.
People have asked me, Antoinette, do you ever run out of ideas when it comes to talking about Germany? And I can honestly say that I never run out of ideas, and I don't think I ever will. I have got almost 10 years worth of Germany related content right here, and I love to talk about it, and I love that you guys enjoy listening to it. So with that being said, in this video today, I am going to be talking about everyday, regular German things that really surprised me when I first moved to Germany. So in no particular order, one of the things that I was very surprised about, almost shocked about, is the fact that the majority of Germans drive manual cars. And according to the research that...
Is that shocking? The majority of people in England also drive manual cars. I never knew driving a manual car was like a weird thing. Maybe in the rest of the world it is. Are we behind? Is Germany and England, are we both behind? Maybe we are, because I think the majority of people in England drive manual as well.
Research that I have done, it is about 90% of Germans that drive manual cars. Not 19%, 90%. This is something I found so surprising because around 90% of New Zealanders drive automatic cars.
Ah, I wonder why. That's interesting. I mean, driving an automatic car is like driving a go-kart. Like, it's just, are you really driving? You put it in drive, you put it in neutral, you put it in reverse. That's about it.
And so for somebody in New Zealand to drive a manual car, that is something really rare. You do not see that every day. The subject of driving in Germany is something that is heavily on my mind at the moment because, as I've mentioned before, I'm in the process of doing my German driver's license, and I could save this for a whole video of its own. I will definitely be making a dedicated video on this subject, but for now I'm just going to be talking about the fact that I am learning to drive a manual car, and this is like...
So basically she's learning how to drive, period. Because anyone can drive an automatic car. You could put a kid in there and tell them, yeah, just put it in drive and press the acceleration, and they'll know how to, and this is the brake, they'll know how to drive. But to drive a manual, it takes skill, know-how, training. It's actually learning how to drive. So she doesn't know how to drive, driving automatic only.
It's like nothing for Germans. Like, everyone in Germany learns to drive in a manual, but in New Zealand hardly anybody does. Why do so many Germans choose?
Because if you learn how to drive in a manual, you know how to drive in automatically. See what I did there?
Choose to drive manual cars over automatic cars? This was the question I asked myself. I was so confused by this because, to me, logically, I think it's so much easier to drive an automatic car where everything's done for you, and, you know, why add extra stress to your life and extra work when you don't really need to? I asked my husband this question because he has always driven a manual car. He's just used to it and he prefers to drive a manual. He said to me that for him, driving an automatic is boring and it takes the fun out of driving, and he feels like when he's driving a manual he has much more control of the car, and he has just like a better feel for the car. And so that was his answer. I would love to hear some of your answers in the comment section. So guys,
like I said, is you're not really driving when you drive automatic. It's like everything's done for you. It's quite boring.
Next regular everyday German thing that really surprised me when I first came to Germany was the concept of winter tires. I had never heard of this in my life before, winter tires. So in Germany, for safety reasons, it is absolutely mandatory to have winter tires on your car during the winter months. So
I think that's awesome. I think that is awesome of your government to implement that, because in the UK, it's not mandatory to have winter tires, and I think we should have winter tires because our winters, I'd say our winters are quite similar to a lot of Germany. maybe not in the most northern point, but like our winters are very cold, and some in the north of England and Scotland, it snows a bit, and you know winter tires are really important. So I'm glad that you guys have that a policy in place to make sure that people are safe when driving in snow.
So by law, these tyres in Germany have to have a minimum of 1.6 millimeters tread depth. So these tyres, they're just thicker, they're better quality, you're less likely to slip in extreme weather conditions. This does make sense because in Germany it snows and there is a lot more extreme weather in winter time compared to New Zealand. It just surprised me because I'd never really heard of the concept of winter tyres. In New Zealand, they drive with just regular tyres all year round. So these tyres would be sort of the equivalent to the German everyday tyres, not the winter tyres. So I asked myself the question, why do Germans not drive all year round with winter tyres? That would definitely save them having to change their tyres over halfway through the year. And my husband Rob said to me that winter tyres in Germany are very expensive, and so you want to save on those tyres and only use them when you really have to use them, and the rest of the time you drive with your less expensive, you know, regular tyres. So if you were caught driving without your winter tyres in Germany during the winter months, you will be fined between 40 and 80 euros. And also if you are in an accident without your winter tyres during the winter months, then your insurance company will most likely not cover you.
Wow. I think that's a good thing. Then the incentive is there to have your winter tyres installed. I wonder what date is because obviously winter can come early, and winter can arrive at different times in the year. So is it when it gets too cold? That's when the government goes, okay, now you have to have your winter tires on, or is it? Do you have a specific cut-off date? So maybe like the start of November. Let me know in the comment section how that works. Like, do you have a date where you have to change into your winter tires? Let me know.
So it's very important that you drive with your winter tyres in Germany during the winter months. Okay, so moving on to a completely different subject. This is something that really surprised me when I first came to Germany, which is something that most Germans would think nothing of. It's just a regular everyday thing, and that is German shower heads. So the majority of shower heads in Germany are removable shower heads. So in Germany, the shower heads, they slip into like a little thing, and you can stand up and have your shower and the water is pouring over you, or you can grab the shower head and you can sort of wash yourself with the shower head, so you can actually
I shouldn't laugh, but why is that weird? That's normal. It's the same in the UK. Like, they don't have portable shower heads that you can just like pick up and like shower yourself with in New Zealand. Why is that a thing? Why is that on this list? I need to go to New Zealand. Like, I think the reason why she's probably quite surprised about a lot of things in Germany is because New Zealand is very, 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 very far from Western civilization. They're a Western country in the Far East or Far West. It depends how you look at it. And they have to import everything. So because they have to import everything and everything's very expensive to bring to New Zealand, they're probably quite behind on a lot of things we take for granted. And a shower head that you can just pick up. We've had those forever, like my entire life. Like, it makes sense. Why would you not have a removable shower head that you can use to do all sorts? You can wash your dog if you've got pets with them. You can get your parts better when you can pick it up. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can do a lot with, you wash your feet, you can do whatever you want with a shower head that's removable. You can wash your bath or your shower area with it because it's portable. We just take this for granted, but yeah, I guess for her it's like, what?
Actually take the shower head off the holder or whatever. I'm not explaining this very well. In New Zealand, the shower head's actually fixed, so you can't grab them. They're not removable. I'm not saying
that is quite backward. Why would you? So it's just attached. You can't do anything about it. That must be so annoying.
that all shower heads are like this in New Zealand, but I personally have never seen a removable shower head in New Zealand. So that was something I was like, wow, I wasn't sure how I felt about it at the beginning. Now I don't know how I could live without a removable shower head. I love it. It's just so much easier to wash when it's removable. You just grab it and you can like wash under your arms, you can wash down here. When you're washing your hair, you can just like really get in there and the water's like right up, you know, in your hair, and it's like really good pressure, and I just love that. And whenever I go back home to New Zealand and I have a shower, I feel like the pressure's not very good and I just want to grab the shower head but I can't. And so that is something that was really
welcome to 2024. As if they can't remove their shower heads. That would annoy me. That would annoy me.
like an unusual concept to me when I first came to Germany. I've grown to love it. If you're watching this and you're from a country other than New Zealand or Germany, does your country have removable or fixed shower heads? I'm really
removable.
Interested to know. Okay guys, so moving on to another subject, a completely different subject again. Now this is something that totally surprised me when I first came to Germany, and right now I probably see this on a daily basis in Germany. This is a regular everyday thing that you would see in Germany. You don't even blink an eyelid. This is the older generation in Germany, probably over the age of about 70, riding bicycles. And wow, I thought this was amazing when I first saw this in Germany.
So you guys have a really good bicycle culture in Germany. That's really, really good. I think England needs to step up their game. We have bike lanes, but I don't think they're used enough. In London, maybe more so because they have like electric bikes that you can rent, but in the north of England where I'm from, not so much. So we could step up our game a little bit.
Like this was something you barely ever see in New Zealand, older people riding bicycles. And in Germany, they not only ride bicycles, they ride without helmets and they go on long sort of bike treks. This is
not safety first, guys, safety first, but I'm sure bike riders in Germany are very, very experienced, and probably the roads are maybe safer, maybe not, I'm not sure, or safer in the sense that you have bike lanes, so it's quite safe to ride a bike without a helmet.
This is just something that is so normal in Germany, to see the older generation riding bicycles, and I think this is amazing. You know how the old saying goes, if you don't use it, you lose it, and that is so, so true. I love to see the older generation just getting out there and being active and just enjoying life, and you just see this so often in Germany, at least.
If you don't use it, you'll lose it, so I think it's very important for older people to still be active, so that's great.
Area of Germany where I live, we have a lot of really nice bike tracks in our area of Germany that take you from town to town, village to village, city to city, and I think it is just a really great practical way to get around riding your bike. This is something I just love about Germany. The older generation, they just get out there on their bikes, they make a whole weekend of it. They'll go for big bike tours and groups, and they'll stop for like...
I love bike tours. I love riding the bike. It's like one of my favorite exercise things to do is riding a bike.
Little picnics along the river, and it's just something that is really normal to see in Germany. And I remember when my mum was staying with us, she commented about the fact that so many Germans, like older Germans, ride bikes, and I think that is so cool, and I hope that when I am like over 70 I will be active and riding my bike. I have even seen people over 80 riding bikes in Germany. How cool is that? So anyway guys, that's all I've got for today. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. I would love you to consider subscribing to my channel. I know that a lot of you...
Subscribe to her. She's got good videos. I like her. I feel like the majority of those are quite similar to the UK, to be honest. Apart from the bike riding, I'd say the rest, yeah, pretty similar to the UK. Bike riding, not so much, because we're just not there yet. We're quite behind compared to the rest of Europe, like the Netherlands and Germany, and it's, you know, even like Sweden and Norway and places like that. We need to sort our riding situation. We drive way too much, and yeah, riding's better for the environment. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Until the next one, I will see you very soon.